Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Great Aquatics. And I've been keeping fish since 2020, but this setup right here is by far my favorite. Not because it's the biggest or anything, but I've learned the most dealing with this big tank here. This tank right here really forced me to really understand fish. You know what I'm saying? American cichlids aren't the type of fish that you just throw in and hope it works. You know, you have to do your research. You know what I'm saying? Because some are territorial, some are peaceful, some just dry peek at the tank. You know, so you got to know your stuff. And like I said, some are peaceful, some are territorial. You know, some just go around mess with everybody. So you have to actually take time to study your fish. You know what I'm saying? Because after a while, once you know the fish so well, it stops becoming a setup and becomes the ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, every fish has its own personality. You know what I'm saying? So, just treat it as such. And I learned a lot also about ecosystems because I made a big mistake in the very beginning putting plants all through my tank. You know, and that's why you see all the algae and all that on the rocks, because I recently removed them. But I learned, you know, to each his own. You know, if you see people on YouTube, social media with nice planted tanks, that works for them. That might not work for you. You always do what works for you. This tank has not always been this clear. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I made a few mistakes in the very beginning. You know, this tank has not always been this clear. You have not always been able to just see my fish how you see them now. The next clip is how the tank looked in the very beginning. And those mistakes really taught me a lot. You know, I'm more patient with the setups now. I'm not quick to just throw the fish in. I let the tank cycle as long as it needs to be cycled. You know what I'm saying? And this tank isn't perfect, but this tank, I look at it as my lesson. You know, you learn as you go. I've been keeping tanks since 2020 for 6 years, and I've had good tanks, but I've never had the perfect tank. And that's my goal, to get to the perfect tank. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to follow along and watch me get to the perfect tank, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like, and comment with me. The Great Aquatics, we out.